this is a sirloin steak, and not just any sirloin steak. Check it out. Take a look. Juicy, tender, full of flavor, a whopping 6 ounces. You let us know, do you want 8 of them or 16 of them? Let me just jump to the cut line. If you get 16 of them, it's $8.74 a steak. Let that sink in. This is Chris Menser. We're going to get back to him in a second. But let me share with you what you're choosing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 at 5 easy payments of $16. You can stock up and save $20 and double that and get 16 coming home to you. It's 5 easy payments of $28. That makes each one of these individually blast frozen and vacuum sealed steaks $8.74. This is how it's going to come to you, which means in your household, you can tuck them on different places in your freezer and take out only what you need. 6 ounces a piece, on its way to a half a pound. It is a big deal. So not $97, we're under $80. Not $160, we're under $169, we're under $140. We love bringing that to you, but Rastelli is our #1 food group, and Chris Menser is bringing us the sirloin. I misspoke. Ray's favorite steak is the ribeye. The sirloin steak, though, is the first item that Ray brought to us here on QVC that flew out of here. Now, there is one 7-star restaurant in the world. It's located in Dubai. And do you know who they go to for their steaks and chops? Rastelli. This brand. So Chris Menser, I would love for you to introduce us to this 6 ounces of this sirloin steak and why it's different. What are the special key components about it?
So this is, Rachel, this is Black Angus, which comes from our farmers that we've been dealing with for over 48 years. And one of the funny things that Ray and I were just talking about, we get this from literally the Midwest, right in the Corn Belt, because in the Corn Belt has the best corn, where you have the sweetest corn, which makes the sweetest, most flavorful meat. So then what we do, we get it back to the butcher shop, and then we age it, wet age for 28 days. And as we wet age that, it literally gets more and more tender. Those enzymes naturally mingle with the meat, and it makes this beautiful, tender sirloin. And
that's why you're wet aging it.
That's
so
why it's wet aged. You get that,
you get the dimension of flavor, the depth of flavor that you're getting.
You get that nutty flavor from that aging. It actually tenderizes the meat even more, which you're not going to have at a supermarket. You're not going to find that except in the finest steakhouses where it says aged.
And then when we're over here, maybe you are preparing this steak salad, and again, it's aged 28 days minimally.
Yes.
And that's how you know that you go to a steakhouse.
Right.
Because that's what they're doing, what you're not seeing in a regular butcher shop in your grocery store. It's M133479. When we're thinking about the big game and game day, this is where you want to go. Can we start with this? Because it's hand trimmed.
It is. So
again, you do things differently than the steaks that you're going to get in a butcher shop.
We really do. And this is your sirloin. This is a center cut sirloin. We don't use the ends like most places that you would see. Usually at a supermarket, you're going to see fat. You won't even recognize the sirloin. So you can see the beautiful marbling. So here's the steaks that we get from this, right? Hand trimmed after it's 28 days aged. Very tender, beautiful marbling that's going to make it juicy and tender.
Okay,
but there's so many other things we can do with it. How about chicken fried steak?
Got it.
How about brajol? How about cheesesteak for the big game?
Okay.
How about stew for the winter?
Perfect.
All right? How about some strips for fajitas?
Easy.
It is so easy, Rachel. I actually cooked these the other day, okay, in the actual air fryer. Okay, I put them in for 7 minutes at 400.
Yum.
A little bit of oil, a little bit of that pink Himalayan sea salt, which we'll talk about. I cooked them literally for 7 minutes, flipped them for another 4 to 5 minutes, and they were delicious. I mean, they came, and it was so easy.
So steak on top of your salads. Do you like steak fajitas? Steak and eggs for sure. Steak, and you just have the Cape hake fillets, for example. If you wanted to do steak, and then we also have those twice baked potatoes that we had earlier. Come on over here, though. Let me remind you of the offer, and then I'm going to bring a friend in. This is a big deal. So we tapped our #1 food brand, which is Rastelli. So Rastelli and Egg Harbor, they're the same, right? Egg Harbor is the seafood arm of Rastelli. And they've won Customer Choice Award for most recommended brand here. The sirloin steak was the first item Ray Rastelli brought. It's family owned, by the way, for 40-something years.
Yes,
48
years.
And Chris Menser, you've been there for 25
I've been there, 26 this month.
Congratulations.
Thank
Here's
you.
8 of them. 8 of them for $16 coming home to you again, individually blast frozen. And when you're doing 8, it's $9.99. What fancy white tablecloth restaurant can you go to and ask for a sirloin steak, 6 ounces please, for $9.99? But it gets better. If you double the count, we'll save you 20 bucks. And we bring that price down to $8.74. That's the price of a half-a-pound burger at a drive-thru.
It is.
Like literally.
It
And
really
these
is.
steaks, aged, hand-trimmed, from this, you know, like the center cut of the sirloin,
It's all
and
center cut.
133479. I'm going to welcome in Chelsea Phillips-Reed.
Chelsea.
She is here to do
Official
a little
steak
bit
tester.
official tasting.
Oh my God,
Can I get
thank you.
a clean fork? There
I've
you
just
go.
been loitering at the edges, hoping you were going to call me in. Hi,
Come
I was
on
happy
in.
to see
This
you.
is Chris Menser.
Hi,
This
Chris.
is Chelsea,
We're
Chelsea
old
Phillips-Reed.
friends.
Okay,
Yes,
excellent.
yes.
We go way
We go way
back.
back.
Yep.
And again, that dry aged.
How is it?
Tender, delicious. I might need 5 more bites
I think so.
before I head over to Q2.
Are you a steak person?
I am a steak person all the way.
Oh, that's amazing. This is the sirloin. What would you have with it if you're serving a steak?
Ooh, baked potato.
Yep.
Maybe a little side of broccoli
Oh,
or like
yes.
a Caesar salad.
Nice.
Well, and I heard you talk about like steakhouses. I
Yes.
moved here from Las Vegas.
Right.
Where you're spending like $70 for a steak.
Yep.
And then you're like, woof, we should have not done that. This is like bringing that steakhouse home.
Right.
But I wanted to
Please,
come
tell
over,
me.
not only just to eat steak and
eat.
say hello,
Right.
but to say, if you want to join me over on Q2 for the
Yep.
next 3
Please tell
hours,
us.
we are shopping Your Style Live clearance. That means designers, brands, styles you love, everything on a clearance price.
Thank you,
So
my
it's gonna be
dear.
wild.
Take another bite.
Yoink. All right,
And it
thanks.
comes with pink Himalayan sea salt
Sea
too.
salt.
Dreams. Oh, thank you.
Dreaming.
Bye, you guys.
Dreams,
Bye.
dreams to things. So yes, it comes with pink Himalayan sea salt.
It
Tell us
does.
about this. Okay, what have you done here,
Well,
my friend?
I just wanted to show you because these are 6 ounces,
Yep.
Rachel. Look
Yeah.
how much.
You can cut
10
this up.
slices. 10
and you're doing
slices
it by
from
you
that.
can cut fork tender.
Fork tender.
There
and
you
then,
go.
And then
Put
we
a
use
little
that
pink Himalayan sea
yeah,
salt
we're
on
gonna
there.
do that. And
Why does it come with? Tell us about
we
that.
love the pink
Yep.
Himalayan. It just adds a little bit of texture. And actually, when you put that on before you cook it, it helps sear that steak and keeps those juices in.
Okay.
And honestly, on the table, I mean, it's just
It's
just
nice.
It really
makes
is
you
nice.
pretty when you do a little salt bay. You can go like this.
It does make it pretty, but these are big. So if you're having a steak and egg in the morning, one steak's going to do 2 people. If you're having a salad, one steak will do a salad.
Okay.
I mean, we'll do 2 salads. So these are going to go a long way because they are 6 ounce, and every single one is going to be, as you can see, there is no fat from end
Looking at
to
this right now.
end. And look at the mushrooms. This is with a little fresh thyme,
Okay.
a little red wine. We put 4 in here, and it's beautiful. You take them out, you top it with the mushrooms, and that steak is absorbing that flavor.
Let's back up because I want to remind you, if you're just joining us, it is almost, oh heavens, military time. I never know what time it is actually. It's almost 6 o'clock. The guy starts saying 17:55 and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Is that the date? Is that what is happening? It's almost 6 o'clock here on the East Coast. I'm Rachel Bosing. This is Chris Menser. This is a big deal. So you always, when you come to QVC, check out today's special value, check out our hot picks, and check out our big deals. Big deal actually stands for before it's gone. So we
Yes.
went to our #1 food brand, Rastelli, and said, hey, those sirloin steaks that are always so popular, can you give us a really great value on these? And the Rastelli family owned, 40 plus years. Chris Menser is like a great friend and also a butcher and been there 25 years. 2468 of them for $16 or under 80, double the amount. We didn't do 80 times 2 and make it 160 bucks. We didn't do that. It's under 140. So we're going to save you $20, and each one of them is then $8.74. Yes, you can go to your grocery store, but why am I not going to find this at my grocery store?
Because a grocery store is not going to most likely have Black Angus. A grocery store is not going to be aging for 28 days to get that great flavor. And the grocery store is not going to have it trimmed from one end to the other.
By hand.
By hand. You're going to be getting fat and gristle in your steak. With the Rastellis, you're going to be eating from end to end. There's not going to be one gristle. Every single steak is going to look as beautiful as this one right here.
And 133479. By the way, the auto delivery is there's a delivery date on this rather now in February 10th. So now is what you're going to want to order for the big game, and the auto delivery is every 60 days. And so as we're looking at ideas for you, if you wanted to just have the steak platter, you want to put it on a big huge salad for folks, you want to add it on top of a little bruschetta,
yeah.
which is really great. And 133479. Thank you so much, Chris Menser.
Thank
I so
you.
appreciate you. I think this is a touchdown in my estimation.
I agree.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Okay, this is really exciting.